Alright, I'm going to introduce you to one of the strangest ceiling fans you will ever see on the web. We refer to this as the eye fan, and that is because we do not know the manufacturer of it. And you will see that the vents in the bottom of the housing, and also the top of the housing, not currently visible, look like the capital letter I. They've also been described as looking like dog bones, or I guess the Roman numeral 1. It is imported, and it has a stack motor. The stack motor is solid cast iron. It's the only motor I've ever seen even remotely like that. It is the same cast iron as the green motors in Ritz ceiling fans, but instead it's a stack, and it's huge, extremely heavy. No vents in it at all. Just a solid cast top plate, bottom plate, and I think even the ring that holds the stator is cast iron. Although I haven't looked at it in years, I might be mistaken. Canopy on it is what we would call a Moss canopy, since that canopy was designed for Moss fans, but a lot of other manufacturers use that same canopy as well, so that's really not an indication, including Progress, Codep. I'm blanking on others that used it. I think even Tat used it on a couple little ones. So that's really not much of a clue. Only one other collector has found any of these, and I've attempted to speak to him and not been successful. The ones that he found were chrome with mirrored glass blades. No idea what kind of motor is in them, but on his, the top of the motor housing, the downrod, the canopy, all look American. So it may be an American motor in there. This one, it was originally a remote fan. It had circuit boards in it for a remote, either a wired wall control or a wireless remote, I couldn't tell which. And it also had the little variable speed control in it. And I didn't have the remote or the wall control, so I just bypassed this and made it a variable speed reversible fan. The reverse switch is on top. That's pretty much all I know about it. Mine, when I got it, was just a motor and downrod and canopy. These are not the original blades or blade brackets, or for that matter, flywheel. The original flywheel was rubber, and I have it right over here. Original flywheel. And the original blades and brackets were, one blade and bracket was missing, and the rest of them were broken, so it was not usable. These blades and brackets came off that K63 Westinghouse copy that I had at my wife's old house in Virginia. Pictures are available of that on the web. Since that motor housing got destroyed in moving, I figured I would sacrifice the blades and brackets and the flywheel for this fan. They look basically identical. If you put them side by side, they're proportionately a little different, but the design is the same. Only real difference is that it's a metal flywheel instead of rubber. The flywheel also got broken in the move, so it's been welded, and that's where we're at. So let's check it out. It starts with low first on the dial, and I don't believe there's a low speed trim, so you just have to turn it. There you go, until you get a low. I'm sure if I backed it off some, it would probably go slower, but it needed that little push to start. When I first got this, which was over 10 years ago, I did take the motor apart and either relubricate or replace the bearings, and so it should run great. I haven't touched it in that long. Let's back it off a little bit and see if we can get it to go any slower. I am going to loan this to the fan museum. It's too cool to just sit in a box somewhere, so this will be one of the fans that goes to the fan museum. It's pretty appropriate and pretty cool, since again this is the only one that is in the hands of anybody in the common collector community, and one of only 4 that are known, period, anymore. If anybody does have the contact information for the guy that has the 3 chrome ones, definitely pass it on to me. I would definitely be interested in buying one or all of them. Conceivably, that would be even better for the museum. And not only that, but my wife, I showed a picture to my wife last night when I was explaining to her what I was doing all day yesterday, which was getting this ready. And she fell in love with the chrome and mirrored blade ones, so now I have to get her one. Okay, so I wasn't really able to slow it down too much. If I probably would be able to if I wasn't holding the phone and having a million other things going on. So let's turn it up to a medium speed. Flywheel is still a little bit bent. It's not perfect, so it's going to wobble a little bit, and I'm not going to try to bend anything back. I already did try. The flywheel was bent pretty badly, like unusably bad, and in bending it back is how I broke it, and that's how it needed to be welded. So now it's relatively straight and welded and staying, so we're going to leave it there. And if it's ever hanging somewhere where it's going to be used, I'll probably just balance the blades with weights, because I'm not going to risk breaking the flywheel or the blade brackets. I'll turn it a little higher. Something's clicking. It's probably just a wire nut or something that's making contact as it shakes a little bit. So it's not going to be a huge issue, because again, if it's going to get used, then I will balance the blades with weights. Let's crank it up to high. I will tell you, this thing is moving some serious air. The blade brackets do have a 17-degree pitch. They're actually labeled. And this is really moving some air. So let's, for those that enjoy okay, that wasn't my smoothest move. That's what I get for trying to hold the camera and the fan at the same time. Spin down time. Like I said, this is probably one of the very rarest fans in the 70s, 80s collectible era. If anybody can think of anything rarer, comment in the video. I'd love to know what you can think of that's less common than this. Since we're waiting for it to spin down, when I first got the motor running, I wanted to hang it, and since I didn't have the blades and brackets, I hung it in my bedroom, and I used Casablanca, like short arm brackets like on a Delta or Panama, with stencil blades, and I just, because obviously the hole spacing isn't going to line up, and I just put one screw in, and ran it like that in my bedroom for months. I really don't know what I was thinking. But I was probably in high school. Okay, another thing about the video is maybe we can figure out who made it. You know what? Let me see if I can find a screwdriver. Should have been better prepared for this, but I do kind of pride myself on that my videos are not super polished. You know, some folks have the music and the transitions and the graphics, and I like mine to just be kind of a bare bones idea of what it's like to be in my shop or in 12 Wings or wherever I happen to be working at the time. Just you basically hanging out and looking at what I'm looking at. So here's the top of it. Let's try a better angle. That wasn't the best angle. Not sure if you can really see anything up there. But, yeah, if anybody can figure out who made it, that would solve a very, very old question for pretty much all collectors of fans from this era. Well, thank you so much for watching.